Hi, and welcome back to the With Your podcast. I'm your host, Ariana Redondo, and we are back for another Motivational Monday. For those following on YouTube, thank you very much. We officially have YouTube videos. We have moved recently to a very temporary place, but still we've moved recently. So the background's different, the noise is different. We do live near a hospital, so there's ambulances going by. We'll take quick pauses here and there as much as we can, of course. But other than that, we have a Binks as well, before I forget. He was meowing a little bit too much earlier. So we had to restart this whole thing because he just needed very much love and attention and playtime. So, hi. I always give you a background check because this is life as we know it. This is the craziness of life. This is how real I am with you guys. And just in general, I mean, not only thanks to the pandemic that, we are able to understand, what goes on in the background, and, it's not always perfect, which is a relief and something that we're actually thankful for via pandemic. I'm sure by now I've definitely talked about this a whole bunch in season 2 with different guests and different moments in time. But this is one of them. You see my TikToks. I'm very real. You see my Instagram. I'm very real. So yeah, this is now the podcast version of it. Also, talking about background, for those watching the YouTube video and for those not, you can just also go check it out, even though you're listening via podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Libsyn, YouTube. We have both on YouTube. We have the video version and we have the audio version. My website, thewaysbeliever.com. Thank you very much. You can quickly check it out. We have in the background Winnie the Pooh as always, which is very meaningful to me. We have Julia. For those who listened to my birthday episode, thank you very much, first of all, for all the love and all the care. Thank you for being there, for listening to the episode, a reflection of who I am at this moment. And both from last year, season 2, from this year, season 3. So that's, I'm in love. I have the episode in English and in Spanish, and it's different. I feel like it's different. I might have given some of the same answers, but at the end of the day, we expressed ourselves different in different languages, and we have different conversations with different people because I did it with different people, with Deanna, Vizcaya, and Dylan, my husband. So anyways, with Dylan in English, we talked about Julia, for example, and how we got her and who she is and how important. So I decided to put her on today's video background, and the Hocus Pocus cushion that Dylan gave me for my birthday, which is a lot. I did name our cat Binks. I do love Hocus Pocus. If you like Halloweeny things, we have a podcast called King Po Myers. So I have to put that in the background because you see it a lot on my feed as well, my Insta stories, because when I'm doing card readings and things like that, now it's my background. It's so cool. But yeah, definitely. So welcome. And now let's deep dive in. Let's bear with me. We're with us with Binks as well. I think he should be calmer. And if not, we'll just take it from there and see what life takes us to, basically. So today's topic is 6 things to prioritize. All right. So number 1, we have your goals. This is a super, super, super important thing to do, to check in. For a million reasons, basically. You know what I mean? I do this at a weekly or bi-weekly on purpose because it is part of my healing journey and it is part of who I am. So I do check in on them quite often, a lot more than I ever did in the past, I feel like, or at least recently. So with your goals, one of the main things I want to point out, it's kind of not like New Year's resolution, but it's a great midway point because we're almost in June because, life moves pretty fast. Ferris Bueller. Please, I hope you guys got that Ferris Bueller reference. So with goals, basically, it's a check-in. We change so much as human beings, not only physically, but emotionally, but physically, literally from moving to different places or hanging out in different places, hanging out with different people. We move constantly, and like Alice in Wonderland said, we're not the same person. I wasn't the same person I was this morning. And that's a quote that I absolutely adore because it's absolutely true. We've changed so much. So what happens when you put a goal January 1st or June 1st, for all that matters? maybe by now things have changed. Not only physically that you've moved or you've done a million of different things, but also you have changed as a person. So prioritizing your goals and checking in on your goals on a more constant level, not only is it going to give you the discipline that you need, but it's also going to give you the confidence that you need, the self-love that you need, and the realization that it's okay to adapt, that it's okay that your goals look different from the time, for that period of your time, the timeline that you're in, you know? My goals have changed. You know, I used to be very active pre-pandemic. Pandemic happened. I went from from 110 to literally 5% or less, basically. And then, all these health issues arose, and now I'm fixing it. And not only am I, working, of course, on my physical health, obviously, because it's very important to me, but it's also like, okay, so whereas before, I used to go, on long walks every single weekend and hiking. I did my yoga, I did swimming, I did so many, because I'm a very active person. Now it's like, oh, I can only do yoga twice a week, slowly. I can only walk slowly. It's adapting. It's adapting to your needs at that moment, and to your also like all your needs. Not only your physical needs, but all your needs. You might need something different in that moment. So when it comes to goals, always check in on yourself on a constant basis, because you change as a person so much already on a day-to-day basis. So imagine in a month's time, your goal might be completely different. One, you might have achieved it. Two, you might have been like, oh great, I actually didn't or don't want to go swimming 5 times a week. Let me just do 2 times a week, and then the other day I go hiking. You know what I mean? So it goes with everything. It goes with starting a business. It goes with starting a family. It goes with eating healthier, to consuming less media, to reading more books, to buying more stuff for you. Maybe your goal is to change your wardrobe. Mine is. And instead of buying, all of it at once, it's like, oh, okay, this month I can do X amount of cash for this, and next month I can do X amount of cash for this. And little by little. And that's a goal. And then you'll see that progress in time. But, maybe after 3 months of buying myself new clothes, I'm like, oh, I did it. This doesn't have to be my goal anymore. So things like that, I feel like it's something really, really key to touch up and to reel yourself in, and to be also very kind to yourself, because even if you didn't do those goals, that's another reminder to be more realistic. And that's a good thing. I love there was a whole TikTok going about being delusional. That's a whole different podcast episode on its own, because I totally agree on that. But in this particular case, you have to remember that we have to be realistic, because you can't, we weren't all born running. We went from crawling to walking. Some of you may just went directly to walking, but you didn't start running right away. You know what I mean? So it's definitely those baby steps to get there. My growth, my inner growth, my personal growth, my family growth, my economical growth, my business growth, they don't happen overnight. You guys have been with me since day one. First of all, thank you. Forever, ever, thank you. It's something that requires a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of work. So hence your goals are very important for that. Now, the next one I really, really do adore as well, because it talks about mental health, prioritizing your mental health. Now, this is a big one. This could be also a podcast episode on its own. So mental health means literally everything, because we can prioritize our physical health, and we're very, as a society, obsessed, and luckily and thankfully I'm seeing the change of being more body positive and being more accepting for mom bodies, all these sorts of things. I'm seeing that change so much, and I'm so grateful for that. But we're going to take that to the side completely and just talk about mental health. Mental health is so important for your inner growth, and for you to prioritize every single day if you can, or as much as you can. Mental health can look like going to a therapist once a week, to venting to your friends, to journaling at the beach, to reading your cards, to literally anything else in between. Mental health can look like taking the time out for yourself to understand your emotions, to ask yourself the deep-rooted questions, to do that shadow work, to really make sure that you are doing the best to put your best interest in mind. One of the things that I've mentioned before is like we get caught up, in our day-to-day life completely and utterly. And we get so busy to go from point A to point B. Now that we're quote unquote post-pandemic, basically, a lot of countries have been opening up and not only traveling, but, without masks and things like that. And we're going back, it's, spring, it's about to be summer. For most part of the world, I know it's winter out there somewhere about to be, but still, point being is that let's make sure all the inner work that we've been doing through the pandemic and the people who have done it, make sure that that stays on track. Because our day-to-day life, especially now that the world is finally opening up again, as we need to air to breathe, as we need those movements and activity and life that we needed, it's great, once again, because we needed it, but you got to remember that your priority is still yourself. So instead of saying yes to those 5 events over the weekend like you used to, say yes to 2. Because you need time for yourself. With all the things that you're doing at work, you might have a job you love, you might have a job that you don't like, you might have a job that's somewhere in between. We still have to work. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we still have to work and we still have to do these things. So point being that with all the hustle and bustle of the kids, of the cat, of friends, of going out, birthdays, someone else's thing, mental health. Check in on yourself. Ask for help, not only with friends and people you trust, because sometimes you just need to vent about the pettiest thing and that's okay. But it's so small, it's so insignificant. Right now it's big for you, and even if you just talked about it for 5 seconds, you released it, first of all. But seriously, if you're looking for more deep-rooted help, reach out. There's always therapists out there. We have an online world officially. You can find from healers to Reiki to like tarot to all that spiritual love stuff, but also like real down to earth therapy everywhere. So mental health, please and thank you. All right, I can do a whole episode on it if you like it, because I do it a lot. Number 3, the third thing to prioritize, your happiness. Whatever makes you glow and grow as a person. It's so important. Oh my goodness gracious. Not only have I gone through a heck of a journey, like of a lifetime basically, since the day I was born, but recently, this whole awakening, this new earth we're talking about that have happened since 2022, and we all know it, and it's happened before because we've put the work the last 2 years, not only because of the pandemic, but just in general. Please. Happiness, all right? Ever since I could remember, I moved out when I was 17, and I lived with roommates since I was 9. So by 17, I was already, I already know what roommates are. I already know what I still live with a million people, you know what I mean? Like, it's so common and whatnot. And every person I met who was quote unquote much older than me at that time, if I was 20, like they were 50, 60, so they have a lot of other wisdom and they've had kids, my age or things like that. They were always like, keep that inner child alive. They didn't say in those precise words because they had no idea that I existed. And that's not the way that people used to talk, even though now we're talking about that, which is amazing. But they were like, keep your stuffed animals and like remember the spark and remember the joy. And I'm like, of course I will, of course I will, of course I will. Like, of course, because you're 20 or you're 22, or like even 25, you're like, of course I will. No, actually I think by the time I was 25, it kind of sunk in, probably. Point being, with this little storytell of mine, that because of a constant universe reminder of keeping your inner child alive, my happiness keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Because happiness, what does happiness look like for me is completely different for you. What happiness looks for me is the 3 things in my background right now, which once again, Julia, Winnie the Pooh, and a Hocus Pocus cushion. And a Binks, but you can't see the Binks right now because he's in his carrier. His carrier is like his little mansion. Like, he loves his carrier so much. It's like his house. So we don't call it his carrier, we call it his house. And it opens up in like all the sides and it looks like a mansion. So that also makes me happy because, it's my cat. So point being, happiness for me looks like the sea. Maybe you're not a sea person, but I am. So for me, being in near the sea, in the sea, at the sea, by the sea, beach, that's pure happiness. But happiness also keeping the inner child alive is loving Disney for me, of course. It's absolutely doing things on an everyday basis that make me smile. That takes a lot of work. This goes back to mental health and discipline and your goals. Like that, for me to make sure that I put something for myself that makes me happy, even if it's 5 minutes only, like that makes me so happy because it's like, okay, I put that time for myself. And also happiness, not only like prioritizing yourself in that kind of sense of like, buy a stuffed animal or watch a horror movie for those who love horror, for example, whatever. Yes, also, but it looks like saying yes more to yourself. So imagine we just did the whole, world opening up mental health. We're having a million events every weekend. If they're not a heck yes, then it's an F no. Literally. Like, prioritize that kind of happiness as well. Like, do things, talk to people that you want to talk to. Hang out with people, go to those events that only you really want to go to, and that's going to start filling your life with more happiness than obligations. Because, that's the biggest shift right there. When you access to my energy is a privilege because I'm working on myself, but not only because I'm working on myself and not only because I'm healing and not only because I'm building a life that I adore and a lifestyle that I adore, it's because it's my energy and we're all energy exchange. So it's like at this moment, I might need to have the phone off all day and have an airy day and just be like, F it, it's me time. You know what I mean? So once again, your happiness, whatever that may look like, please let me know what it looks like for you. Do more of it. Do it more often. And even if it's 5 minutes a day, because sometimes I just have 5 minutes because my schedule is crazy. I talk 12 hours a day. I do a lot of different things. You still do something for yourself and your happiness. Time for self-care. All right. I'm going to swiftly go through this one for a couple of reasons. One, this could be an episode of its own. We do talk about this in Jacqueline's episode. I feel like that's season 1. I would definitely tag her down below. She talks about this a whole lot on her TikTok. She's going to start a podcast soon if she hasn't by now, to be honest. I'll definitely tag her down below. She was with me in season 1, and season 1. It's been a while. So your time for self-care. Self-care looks like different things. Once again, this is kind of intertwined to your happiness a little bit. Self-care is not only doing your nails, going to the spa, getting your hair done, blah, 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 blahs. No, that's kind of what society is also kind of trying to tell us, especially for women, that, you have like a face mask and like, you know what I mean? Like an actual, not a pandemic one, but an actual nourishing one. You get your hair nails done like once a week. Oh yay. Okay, that's great and all. That's great and all. And congratulations. I'm not belittling that in any single way, shape, or form, because I actually do like getting my hairs done. My hairs, no. My nails. My hair, no. I don't like the hairdresser. Anyways, what I'm trying to say with this, your self-care time can look like Amanda. I'm definitely tagging her. I love her self-care time. Her self-care time is a Coke. She's crazy mad fit. She has 3 kids, or keep her, I want to say 3, who keep her very, very active. She's into gentle parenting. I'll definitely tag her below because I freaking adore her. I adore a lot of moms and a lot of gentle parenting. We talk about this a lot. Anyways, she also has a podcast, and she's also very real in that podcast because she's like, I'm recording in my closet right now because this is the only way I can record. Anyways, point being, her minutes of like self-care is like, I need a Coke. Like, I'm gonna stop by the gas station, or not a gas station, I guess, but she's always driving, so I don't know why I said gas station, but she's gonna stop by whatever to get a Coke. And you're like, Adiana, how is that self-care if a Coke is unhealthy for you? And I'm like, well, it's what she needed in that moment. It's what she wanted. That's what made her happy. That's what her self-care looks like. Not always, obviously. Hence why, self-care can look in many ways, shapes, and form. Self-care for me can look very differently. Sometimes I need to watch one of those random shows on Netflix. It's the only reality show I've ever watched, and I can't remember the name, and I watch it with my best friend Shika, who's also been on my show, and she's one of my dearest friends. Shika, she is she's also a YouTuber. I'm here promoting the whole world because I'm always promoting the whole world. But no, she does Reiki, she's a plant medicine spiritual guide, she does a whole bunch of cool stuff. What show do we watch? Oh my god, I don't remember right now, but it's a Netflix show that just had a second season, and I cannot remember for the life of me. But in the first season, we had oh my goodness, and I can't research it. All right, it'll come to me. But what I was saying, sometimes self-care looks like watching a really bad show, just for the hell of it. Literally, just for the hell of it. Self-care can look like sleeping in. Instead of saying I'm gonna wake up at 7 so I can be hella productive, I can wake up at 8 tomorrow. It's fine. Let me rest. Let my body and my mind rest. I don't have to go a million miles a minute all the time. Some of self-care is sitting outside in nature. And if you don't have nature, you live in a city like me, still sit outside in the sun, basking in the glory, or dancing in the rain. I've done both this month. Technically speaking, it's May and I'm recording this April, so I did it last month, but still. Yeah. Self-care, I was thinking a little bit more, one more, so I wanted to give you guys another example. So was it for my birthday? Yeah, it was my birthday week, yeah. Talking about unhealthy food. It was finally a beach day. I finally took myself out to the beach. My husband came after. I meditated, journaled. I did TikToks there. Because for me, TikTok, and like for me talking to you, it's so much fun. And that's also kind of like, let's do this, I went to the sea. I just got soaked. I freaking loved it. And on the way back, there was a McDonald's. And I hadn't had McDonald's in months. It's not my big thing. I think last time I had it was probably in the States. And we didn't even have it often. But I'm like, you know what? I want my little French fries because I love French fries and I've had it in months. Birthday week, let's do this. And I got myself a Happy Meal actually because we shared a Happy Meal because we knew we were going to have like a nicer lunch later. So I was like, okay, I got myself a Happy Meal. And if you guys are 90 babies, some of you, Beanie Babies. The toy was a Beanie Baby. It was a small little Beanie Baby. It's a black little leopard called Daughter. And Daughter like Dotter. And it reminded me of a Banks. It's always in my backpack, by the way. It's like my little guide, my little protector. It's so freaking adorable. I took the little Happy Meal home because it had it had 6 of them I'm seeing, 6 or 7 of them I'm seeing in the corner of my eye. I cut them all out and I put it in our closet, like as decoration. That's self-care. Because I know I wake up and I see that and that makes me so happy because it's like Beanie Babies. So there, you have a million examples of self-care. And we still have to talk about 2 more and 6 things to prioritize. My goodness gracious. I'm going. So, yeah. Number 5, your personal growth. This ties in a lot to what I said earlier in mental health as well, especially goals, but especially mental health. I mean, your personal growth, you gotta prioritize that ish. You gotta be, first of all, proud of where you are today. The person you are today, someone you manifested months ago. The blessings you have in your life is something you manifested months ago. That stuffed animal, this apartment, this movement, this everything that I have, even how do I not swear? I don't usually swear, so I'm like trying not to do it less and less, but still not to be less real with you. I just don't usually swear, so I always, like, even in a conversation, I'm trying to avoid it. So even in the effed up situations that life gives you, like my health, like it's really annoying because like I want to move and I can't, and I like a whole million things. the world I'm living in, I created months ago, and I'm so proud of that. So when it comes to personal growth, the first thing you got to remind yourself is like to be proud of who you are and where you are at this moment, because that's super duper important. Talking about personal growth, it's an everyday thing. You have highs, you have lows, you have reels in betweens. The stuff you see on my Instagram, you see a happy face and you also see a teary face. You scroll through my scroll feed, usually I put in carousels. I really like those. I'm bringing those back. I don't know, one-handed, probably not. But like, Brianna, I'm promoting the whole world today. I always do though. Brianna Salas is an amazing person, soul, fire starter of life. She's also an actress, by the way, who has a new show coming up. If you guys are fans of On My Block with Jessica Marie Garcia, who's also been on my podcast, literally promoting the world. And my podcast, apparently. But no, seriously though, that she's in a new show that's the spin-off of On My Block. But point being, Brianna Salas was with us season 1, 4 episodes, all of August 2020. And damn, she talked so much truth and so much love and so much light to personal growth, without a doubt. I totally got sidetracked promoting them right now because of my first sentence, so excuse me for that. But that's what happens when I create content with people that I love and I promote people that I absolutely adore and stand behind their message 100%, and they're just wonderful. So yeah, Brianna Salas, go back and listen to her episodes. She has 4, and there's a lot of truth behind all my episodes, and all my guests bring their own thing to the table. I forgot exactly why I mentioned her, so I'm going to skip forward a little bit and it'll come back to me, and if not, I'll just leave it in the comments down below. Oh, the carousels. There it is. Told you. So yeah, she does a lot of carousels as well, which is really fun, actually. She's like, she misses them too on Instagram. So yeah, you can scroll through my feed and you can have like a happy picture of me and like scroll to the next one and it's me crying, and literally the same day. And that's fine. So it's absolutely fine. It's actually beautiful that you have to ride those waves. You really have to ride those waves. You have to go through hell to come out to the other side stronger, and you actually have to walk through it, because if not, we get too comfortable. So getting too comfortable in our zone, in our area, and whatever we're doing with our life is literally one of the worst things you can do. So showing up for yourself and that personal growth day in, day out, even if it looks ugly, even if it looks like you're crying at 2 a.m. because you can't move, or because you feel like running away. I'm raising my hand over here because it happens to me. That happened to me 2 days ago. I'm always this happy, friendly person. I'm always friendly, I guess, but I'm not always this happy, cheerful person. It's I have my moments, and I go through a lot of emotions. I'm a very emotional person in that sense, and that's okay, because I'm letting it show, I'm letting it out, and I always try to be as real with you as possible, because we need more of that in the world, and that's personal growth right there. Your comments, oh my goodness gracious, I'm shouting you all out, but I always do that. I love my team flyers so much. Like, you guys give me life. Your comments on a lot of the TikToks or Instagram reels, posts, I don't do as many reels, but posts, but definitely on TikTok that I'm a little bit more vocal and it's a little bit faster and it's 3 minutes long and blah, 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 as I talk to y'all. I love that, because I see your personal growth. and you guys share stuff with me that I absolutely adore, and I can't wait to keep doing it more and more, and just be there for one another in that community, because that shows personal growth. That's definitely a really good thing to prioritize. All right. Oh my goodness. Can she talk forever? Yeah, she can. All right. Last and definitely not least, of course, even though I might have some more things to say, I don't know why you're singing, because I'm going to do this and I'm as real as you can get, because this is a conversation with me. So hi, this is who I am. My friends can actually tell you and confirm that this is who I am. Okay. The last one. I was going through my notes for those who are wondering. I'm definitely gonna say the last one and the question, and then we're gonna wrap it up. And maybe end with a mantra. I like mantras a lot. So talking about friends and talking about you guys, and this is how a real situation, yes, as well, a real conversation looks like with me. Spending time with people you actually dearly care about. Prioritize that. That's priority number 6. I talked about this in the previous ones, so it's going to be really quick. It's going to come quick, hot, and easy. spend time with people that lift you up. I'm pretty sure it's an Oprah quote. She hasn't been on my podcast, but we do have something in the works with her. Because life is good and you go after what you want because you prioritize your goals, realistic goals, and you go little by little. I was talking about this with Stephanie Bertrice the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of tags in this one, so you guys know who I'm talking about. But Stephanie Bertrice she's Rosadia on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's on The Heights, and she's Mirabel from Encanto. So, I mean, come on. Anyways, spend time with people who lift you higher. Spend time with people that feed your soul. People you can learn from. People that challenge you. But most of all, people that you truly, truly want to say heck yes to. Going back to that Ferris Bueller quote, even though I didn't finish the whole quote, life is short. You gotta stop and think around, I forgot the whole quote, but you know what I mean. Because I definitely don't want to get sidetracked again, so we can wrap it up. But point being is, that is huge. That's a podcast episode on its own about letting go of relationships, no matter who they are, and letting go of toxic relationships. And not only because they were toxic, in some cases they were, in some cases they no longer serve you anymore, and that doesn't necessarily mean they were toxic. In some cases you're like, your energy doesn't feed me anymore, it doesn't give me anything I need and desire at this moment. Maybe in the future, maybe, who knows. But right now it's something that I need to prioritize my own needs because access to my energy is a privilege. That's essentially what it is. And my energy is sacred. And I'm not saying that, I'm not only saying that as a whole Team Flyer community, and listening to this message and whatnot, I can tell you with me, Ariadna, my energy is a privilege. It's very sacred to me. I go on deep dives with myself a whole lot, and I enjoy life a lot, and that's, how I end up hanging out with people and spending moments every time more and more with people that fill my heart more and more. And that also goes on social media, by the way. For those who need this reminder randomly today, please unfollow people that you don't really care about and just follow people you do. And if that ever happens to be me for whatever reason, I'm okay with that, because that means our paths cross when they need to be crossed, and then that's it. We served each other a purpose. It's fine. I'd rather have a Team Flyer community. I'd rather have friends in my life that, love me for me 100% and understand and respect and so on and so forth. So check in on yourself. This is a thing to prioritize without a doubt. Fuel yourself with that energy, because the energy, everything's an energy exchange. It's not this fake ass ish of money, but it's a whole different side subject as well. But it's energy. It's what I'm giving to you right now through a screen, through a very busy street, luckily Binks did not meow in this episode. This is take 3 of this episode because of him. And I prioritized him because he wanted to play, and I understand, as a cat mama, that's what you do. And now he's in his zone. I'll play with him literally right after recording this. Anyways, yeah. I have lots more to say. The other quick examples I have here in my notes, it's, taking time for myself, like I said earlier. I took a long social media break. I don't think I fully have talked about that just yet. I can if you guys want me to. I don't care about the algorithm, and I always don't care about. I don't care the time I post. I don't care, what I post. I know reels are all the thing, and this is all. I'm like, no, dude, I just want to be me. I just want to be free. Just let me post this at 2 a.m. or at 5 p.m. Let me just be. Some days here were yesterday, so probably whatever the notes was yesterday, but not currently, I guess. But it could happen any day. I changed my outfit 6 times because it didn't feel right. I think I'm doing that a little less and less, but still, there's moments in time, of course. So yeah, okay. Oh, I'm very I don't know if you feel my energy. I'm very peaceful. I'm very happy and blessed that you're still listening to this, almost 35 minutes in. And I'm so thankful for reaching almost 1 million listens already, and for you guys just being there in and out, commenting, following, sharing. Baby steps. Thank you for being here. All right, question of the podcast episode. What daily reminders can you do to prioritize yourself? I repeat, what daily reminders can you do to prioritize yourself? Which of the 6 that I gave you are you going to start doing a little bit more and more? I don't know. But yeah, tell me more reminders, more ways you can prioritize yourself. Let this community be overflowed with ideas and creative ideas of just helping one another and be like, oh my God, I didn't think of that. Like, now I can do that, and vice versa. You know, because that's what we are. We're a community. We're a family. All right, so the mantra's a little bit long. I'm still going to finish with it. I'm going to be looking for those looking on YouTube. I'm going to be looking at my notes so you can see more of my stuffed animals and the beautiful spring day with the trees. So, are you ready for this, Team Flyer? We take a deep breath. And we exhale. This is the daily mantra I tell myself every single day, as much as I can. You have to go follow I'm Thriving playlist. I'm also going to give a shout out. They're also on TikTok. But yeah, on Spotify, it is a killer playlist. I know I'm starting playlist really soon because you all asked, so I'm going to do that really soon. But yeah, going back into it. Mantras. Ready? One more time. I'm the most powerful I've ever been. I'm walking into the wealthiest and healthiest version of myself. Everything I desire is here, because everything I desire is already mine. I accept myself completely here and now, and consciously experience everything I feel, think, say, and do as a necessary part of my awakening. Everything I touch turns into financial abundance. I'm in my best possible timeline. Thank you so much for being here once more on this Motivational Monday. This is an extra long special Motivation Monday just for the hell of it. This is, what you see is what you get. Sometimes you get 40 minutes, so here you go. I love you all dearly. Thank you so much, Team Flyer, for always being there, for being so real with me and kind and candid and supporting. Keep sharing, please. Keep subscribing. Keep being who you are. And if this resonates with you, the more you do, the more I do, and the more we can make this Team Flyer even a huger mother effing thing. All right. So, all that being said and done, I'll see you really soon. I'll see you on Mondays. We're still here in season 3. Thank you very much for everything that you do. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah, hug stronger, love tighter. Hug tighter, love stronger. That's what I say. Always believe. See you soon. Bye.